What kind of trauma can cause PTSD? Imagine experiencing something so overwhelming that it leaves a lasting mark on your mind. That's what trauma is in the context of post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD can develop after someone faces or witnesses a deeply distressing event. Not everyone who encounters trauma will develop PTSD, but certain types of events are more likely to trigger it. Trauma that can lead to PTSD usually involves a threat to life, safety, or personal integrity. For example, serious accidents like car crashes or workplace incidents can be traumatic. Physical or sexual assault, including rape, mugging, or domestic violence, are also common causes. Childhood abuse, whether physical, emotional, or sexual, can have long-lasting effects that increase the risk of PTSD later in life. Exposure to violence is another significant factor. This includes military combat, terrorist attacks, or witnessing acts of violence. Life-threatening medical events, such as being admitted to intensive care or receiving a serious diagnosis, can also be traumatic. Natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, or fires often leave survivors with lasting emotional scars. The sudden or traumatic death of a loved one is one of the most profound triggers for PTSD. Experiences related to childbirth, such as miscarriage or stillbirth, can also be traumatic for some individuals. Being held hostage, kidnapped, or tortured are extreme examples of trauma that can lead to PTSD. Additionally, repeated exposure to distressing events, especially in certain professions like emergency responders, military personnel, or healthcare workers, can increase the risk. It's important to remember that what is traumatic varies from person to person. One individual might find a particular event devastating, while another might not be affected as deeply. However, events involving a direct threat to life or bodily harm, or those involving significant loss, are most strongly linked to PTSD. Several factors influence whether someone develops PTSD after experiencing trauma. The severity and duration of the event matter, as does whether physical injury occurred. Past trauma, especially in childhood, can increase vulnerability. Mental health conditions like anxiety or depression, limited social support, and even genetic factors also play roles. For example, someone with a history of mental health issues or limited support from friends and family may be more susceptible. PTSD can also develop after prolonged or repeated trauma, such as ongoing abuse or living in a war zone. This form of PTSD, sometimes called complex PTSD, may include additional symptoms and challenges. The symptoms of PTSD generally fall into four categories: intrusive memories like flashbacks or nightmares, avoidance of reminders of the trauma, negative thoughts and mood changes, and physical or emotional reactions like hypervigilance or irritability. To be diagnosed, these symptoms must last more than a month and cause significant distress or interfere with daily life. It's vital to understand that PTSD is a recognized medical condition, not a sign of weakness. Help is available, and effective treatments like therapy and medication can support recovery. If you or someone you know is struggling after a traumatic event, reaching out to a healthcare professional is an important step. In summary, PTSD can result from a wide range of traumatic experiences, especially those involving threats to life or safety, severe injury, or profound loss. The likelihood of developing PTSD depends on both the nature of the trauma and individual factors. Recognizing the signs early and seeking support can make a big difference in healing and recovery. Always remember, professional help can guide you through the process and provide the care needed to move forward.